Hey everybody, Bill Sky, the database guy, and the next thing we're going to do here is that we're going to set up our Linux environment. Now if you're smart and you watched my videos on setting up VirtualBox on Windows, same thing on Mac, you will have your own database environment, almost like a container but with a lot more capabilities, a lot more functionality, if you know what a container is for that matter. So let's just go ahead and set everything up. We're going to start from scratch. This is a brand new Linux. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get everything set up. So let's do it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, nearly almost everything is doable from the terminal. So this is Mint Linux. They have a little link to the terminal down here. I could have clicked on start and there's the terminal there. I could have typed terminal. And it's pretty much the same way on Ubuntu. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set this up for Debian Linux. We're not going to set it up for Red Hat or for CentOS or Fedora. Now I could be tempted to do that if I get enough people asking for it. So let's see how things go. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to do a sudo, which means super user do apt application package management update. And then my password I set up on my virtual machine is just password. And what this is doing is this is going through the entire catalog of online catalogs of software and updates to see what needs to be updated. Now I'm going to say sudo apt upgrade. And it says it's got about 1 gigabyte to upgrade, so I'm going to press yes, Y, and enter. And I'm going to let that thing complete, get all the updates, get everything installed, set up on the operating system, and then we're going to start building the tools. All right, once that installation and that update is done, you don't have to reboot, but what you can do is you can just start entering in the additional commands. Now, I'm going to provide all of these commands to you in the description of this video, so don't worry, they're all going to be there. So I'm going to go ahead and install all of the build essential tools. Now at some point you will need to boot your operating system just to make sure everything is up to date, but we don't have to do that just yet. All right, so that's the build essentials. Now we're going to install the MySQL server. And the MySQL server is the relational database management system that manages the files, the queries, the performance, the security, everything. So we're going to go ahead and install the server. Now this is just installing the software. We still have to configure it. So let's go ahead and let that finish. And then we're going to install the client. Now the client is the communications program that talks to the server and says, hey, I want to get things done. Then we need to install some tools for development. And as I said earlier, I'll put all these commands out there. Makes it very, very easy. You don't have to go downloading stuff. Let's do another one, libmysql. Now this particular one is the C++ connector application programming interface. Let that finish installing. Then we're going to install Python 3 pip is the Python install program, which is part of Python. We have to install that before we can actually install the Python connector. So we get that done. Then let's go ahead and say pip3 install mysql connector-python. And it's going to go ahead and install that. Now to actually connect via Java, we have to bring up our browser. And we do have to go to a location on the internet, which is we have to download that connector J, and that's actually from the Oracle website. So I'm trying to get that URL in there. And I'll put that URL on the description of the video. I'm going to do Ubuntu Linux. If you have Fedora, you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and select the version 22 because I'm using the version 22 long-term support Linux. No thanks, I don't want to create a login or anything. I just want to start the download. I'm going to let that download. Now, there is one other thing that we want to download while we're here in our browser. We want to download the MySQL Workbench. And I think I got that one wrong, so let's just do https dev.mysql.com downloads workbench. So go ahead and download that. I'm going to select Ubuntu Linux. And I'm going to pick the 22, the non-debug symbol ones. I do not want this one. I want this other one right above it. No thanks, just start my download. That downloads pretty quick. All right, now I'm going to go to my downloads folder. And I'm going to right click on the connector. And I'm going to say open with GDebi package installer. If you open it with the archive manager, you're just going to see the contents of it. So you do want to open it with your package installer. And you might be able to find that a little bit differently if you're on Ubuntu. Right click, open with maybe if there's an open with other application. But you want to do it with the package installer. I'm going to go ahead and install that and put my password. Okay, close that. Now we're going to do the workbench. So right click, open in package installer. Install the package. Put in my password. It should show me there's a few other things it has to install. No problem. It's going to go ahead and install those. And this is the last statement. This is the actual last thing we have to do to get all of this software installed. So at this point, it might not be a bad idea for you to reboot your computer. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to interrupt this video, but let's see what happens now. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to set up the MySQL server. And the way I do that is I type sudo mysql-u for user ID root, and root is the main user ID. And because I was allowed to log in with no password, it shows right there that I haven't configured it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop, now these are SQL commands which we're going to learn more about. So I drop that user ID. I'm going to create a new one. And you can give it any password you want. For development machines, I just like to use the password without the quotes. And then so that recreates that user. And then I'm going to say I want that user, I want them to have access to everything. And I also want them to be able to grant access to other users. So let's create one more user. And this is a user that logs in from any location. And we'll talk more about that when we get into user management. I'm going to do another grant all privileges, and this time I'm going to say root asterisk with grant option. I'm going to say flush privileges. Also notice how every one of these SQL statements ends with a semicolon. Very important. And then I'm going to exit. So now if I try to go in to MySQL with root and password, it asks me for the password that I had just set up. So I'm going to take exit. So now I'm back in the terminal. So now what I want to do is I'm going to type sudo mysql secure installation. And I'm going to type in my password. And I'm just going to press enter until I get into reload privileges table now. I'm going to say yes. And there we go. So MySQL is now installed on my Linux. Pretty stinking easy if you just follow those commands. Now to make sure that you're all set up correctly, I'm going to say mysql-user-root-p password. I'm going to say show databases. And there's my 4 databases that come with MySQL. Now, I would like to actually download and install a really neat database that has all kinds of information about employees. And where we find that is on GitHub. So let me see if I can't find that here in my notes, and we'll go ahead and download it. All right, there it is. Let me copy that. So this is the URL. Again, I will put this URL into the description of this video. I'm going to go down to installation. I'm going to click Employees DB on GitHub. I'm going to go ahead and drop down the code and click download the zip file. It's going to go ahead and download it. It doesn't take very long. It's not very big. So just let that finish downloading. Okay, I'm going to close my browser. Now what I'm going to do is from my terminal, I'm going to say mysql-user root-p-t. Oh, wait a minute, forgot something. I forgot to unzip that zip file. So I have to go to downloads. I have to right click on that zip file, extract here. I'm going to go into the folder that it created. I'm going to right click on the background, say open in terminal. Then I'm going to say mysql-user root-p-t employees.sql. Type in my password for MySQL, and there it is. So what it's doing is it's taking the file employees.sql, which is a dump file from MySQL, and it's importing all of the database structure. It's importing all of the data that was previously dumped. And we'll go ahead and let that finish. Now, while that's finishing, I'm going to go down here to the Start button, and I'm going to type MySQL, and there's my SQL Workbench. I'm going to click on that. Now, it says that this is an unsupported operating system because MySQL Workbench mainly works on Ubuntu. However, Mint Linux, in my case, is built off of Ubuntu, so it will work. So I'm going to click on Don't Show Again and click OK. Okay, now the import has been finished, so I'm going to close that terminal. And now let's go ahead and connect to the local instance. And 3306 is the TCP/IP port where you're going to be communicating with MySQL. So I'm going to go ahead and click on local instance, type in my password, and we're going to actually get to see some data here today. So I'm going to go over to schemas, and here are the different user schemas, and a schema is the same as a database. So I'm going to expand that. There's my tables, and these are all the different categories of data that makes up the employee database. I'm going to click on departments. I'm going to right click and say select rows limit 1000, and there's actual data. It almost looks like it's in a spreadsheet format. Above is the SQL used to get that data. I'm going to right click on employees and say select rows limit 1000. There's all the employees in the employee table. I'm going to go in here before the semicolon, say limit 10, and then press the execute button, and now we can see the first 10 employees in the employees table. So when that's done, you're ready to go. Now, we are going to go through some example programs in C++, Python, and Java, and then we'll be doing PHP later in the course. But for right now, your development environment is set up. It's time to shut down and move on to the next video.